Hadīth 1. Narrated Abu Mas'ud al-Ansari, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, when a Muslim spends something on his family intending to receive Allah's reward, it is regarded as sadaqah for him. Hadīth 2. Narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, Allah said, O son of Adam, spend, and I shall spend on you. Hadīth 3. Narrated Abu Hurairah, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, the one who looks after a widow or a poor person is like a mujahid, warrior, who fights for Allah's cause, or like him who performs prayers all the night and fasts all the day. Hadīth 4. Narrated Sa'd, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, visited me at Makkah while I was ill. I said, to him, I have property, may I bequeath all my property in Allah's cause? He said, no. I said, half of it? He said, no. I said, 1/3 of it? He said, 1/3 is all right, yet it is still too much, for you'd better leave your inheritors wealthy than leave them poor, begging of others. Whatever you spend will be considered a sadaqah for you, even the mouthful of food you put in the mouth of your wife. Anyhow Allah may let you recover, so that some people may benefit by you and others be harmed by you. Hadīth 5. Narrated Abu Hurairah, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, the best alms is that which is given when one is rich, and a giving hand is better than a taking one, and you should start first to support your dependents. A wife says, you should either provide me with food or divorce me. A slave says, give me food and enjoy my service. A son says, give me food, to whom do you leave me? The people said, O Abu Hurairah, did you hear that from Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him? He said, no, it is from my own self. Hadīth 6. Narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, the best alms is that which you give when you are rich, and you should start first to support your dependents. Hadīth 7. Narrated Umar, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, used to sell the dates of the garden of Bani Nadir and store for his family so much food as would cover their needs for a whole year. Hadīth 8. Narrated Malik bin Aus bin al-Hadathan, once I set out to visit Umar bin al-Khattab. While I was sitting there with him, his gatekeeper, Yarfa, came and said, Uthman, Abdur-Rahman, bin Auf, Az-Zubayr and Sa'd, bin Abi Waqqas, are seeking permission to meet you. Umar said, yes. So he admitted them and they entered, greeted, and sat down. After a short while, Yarfa came again and said to Umar, shall I admit Ali and Abbas? Umar said, yes. He admitted them and when they entered, they greeted and sat down. Abbas said, O chief of the believers, judge between me and this, Ali. The group, Uthman and his companion said, O chief of the believers, judge between them and relieve one from the other. Umar said, wait. I beseech you by Allah, by whose permission both the heaven and the earth stand fast. Do you know that Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, we, apostles, do not bequeath anything to our heirs, but whatever we leave is to be given in charity. And by that, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, meant himself? The group said, he did say so. Umar then turned towards Ali and Abbas and said, I beseech you both by Allah, do you know that Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said that? They said, yes. Umar said, now, let me talk to you about this matter. Allah favored his apostle with something of this property, or booty, which he did not give to anybody else. And Allah said, and what Allah has bestowed on his apostle, as fa'i booty, from them for which you made no expedition with either cavalry or camelry. Allah is able to do all things, Surah 59, Ayah 6. So this property was especially granted to Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. But by Allah, he neither withheld it from you, nor did he keep it for himself and deprive you of it, but he gave it all to you and distributed it among you till only this remained out of it. And out of this property Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, used to provide his family with their yearly needs, and whatever remained, he would spend where Allah's property, the revenues of zakat, used to be spent. Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, kept on acting like this throughout his lifetime. Now I beseech you by Allah, do you know that? They said, yes. Then Umar said to Ali and Abbas, I beseech you by Allah, do you both know that? They said, yes. Umar added, when Allah had taken his apostle unto him, Abu Bakr said, I am the successor of Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. So he took charge of that property and did with it the same what Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, used to do, and both of you knew all about it then. Then Umar turned towards Ali and Abbas and said, you both claim that Abu Bakr was so and so. But Allah knows that he was honest, sincere, pious and right, in that matter. Then Allah caused Abu Bakr to die, and I said, I am the successor of Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, and Abu Bakr. So I kept this property in my possession for the first 2 years of my rule, and I used to do the same with it as Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, and Abu Bakr used to do. Later, both of you, Ali and Abbas, came to me with the same claim and the same problem. O Abbas! You came to me demanding your share from, the inheritance of, the son of your brother, and he, Ali, came to me demanding his wife's share from, the inheritance of, her father. So I said to you, if you wish, I will hand over this property to you, on condition that you both promise me before Allah that you will manage it in the same way as Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, and Abu Bakr did, and as I have done since the beginning of my rule, otherwise you should not speak to me about it. So you both said, hand over this property to us on this condition. And on this condition I handed it over to you. I beseech you by Allah, did I hand it over to them on that condition? The group said, yes. Umar then faced Ali and Abbas and said, I beseech you both by Allah, did I hand it over to you both on that condition? They both said, yes. Umar added, do you want me now to give a decision other than that? By him with whose permission, order, both the heaven and the earth stand fast, I will never give any decision other than that till the hour is established. But if you are unable to manage it, that property, then return it to me and I will be sufficient for it on your behalf. Hadīth 9. Narrated Aisha, Hind bint Utbah came and said, O Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. Abu Sufyan is a miser, so is it sinful of me to feed our children from his property? Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, no, except if you take for your needs what is just and reasonable. Hadīth 10. Narrated Abu Hurairah, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, if the wife gives of her husband's property, something in charity, without his permission, he will get half the reward. Hadīth 11. Narrated Ali, Fatima went to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, complaining about the bad effect of the stone hand mill on her hand. She heard that the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, had received a few slave girls. But, when she came there, she did not find him, so she mentioned her problem to Aisha. When the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, came, Aisha informed him about that. Ali added, so the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, came to us when we had gone to bed. We wanted to get up, on his arrival, but he said, stay where you are. Then he came and sat between me and her and I felt the coldness of his feet on my abdomen. He said, shall I direct you to something better than what you have requested? When you go to bed, say, Subhanallah 33 times, Alhamdulillah 33 times, and Allahu Akbar 34 times, for that is better for you than a servant. Hadīth 12. Narrated Ali bin Abi Talib, Fatima came to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, asking for a servant. He said, "May I inform you of something better than that? When you go to bed, recite Subhanallah 33 times, Alhamdulillah 33 times, and Allahu Akbar 34 times." Ali added, "I have never failed to recite it ever since." Somebody asked, "Even on the night of the Battle of Siffin?" He said, "Even on the night of the Battle of Siffin." Hadīth 13. Narrated Al-Aswad bin Yazid, I asked Aisha, "What did the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, used to do at home?" She said, "He used to work for his family, and when he heard the adhan, call for the prayer, he would go out." Hadīth 14. Narrated Aisha, Hind bint Utbah said, "O Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. Abu Sufyan is a miser and he does not give me what is sufficient for me and my children. Can I take of his property without his knowledge?" The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Take what is sufficient for you and your children, and the amount should be just and reasonable." Hadīth 15. Narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "The best women among the camel riders are the women of Quraysh." Another narrator said, "The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, The righteous among the women of Quraysh are those who are kind to their young ones and who look after their husband's property." Hadīth 16. Narrated Ali, "The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, gave me a silk suit and I wore it, but when I noticed anger on his face, I cut it and distributed it among my womenfolk." Hadīth 17. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullāh, "My father died and left 7 or 9 girls and I married a matron. Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said to me, 'O Jabir, have you married?' I said, 'Yes.' He said, 'A virgin or a matron?' I replied, 'A matron.' He said, 'Why not a virgin, so that you might play with her and she with you, and you might amuse her and she amuse you?' I said, 'Abdullāh, my father, died and left girls, and I dislike to marry a girl like them, so I married a lady, matron, so that she may look after them.' On that, he said, 'May Allah bless you,' or, 'That is good.'" Hadīth 18. Narrated Abu Hurairah, "A man came to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and said, 'I am ruined.' The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, 'Why?' He said, 'I had sexual intercourse with my wife while fasting, in the month of Ramadan.' The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said to him, 'Manumit a slave, as expiation.' He replied, 'I cannot afford that.' The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, 'Then fast for 2 successive months.' He said, 'I cannot.' The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, 'Then feed 60 poor persons.' He said, 'I have nothing to do that.' In the meantime, a basket full of dates was brought to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. He said, 'Where is the questioner?' The man said, 'I am here.' The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said to him, 'Give this basket of dates, in charity, as expiation.' He said, 'O Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. Shall I give it to poorer people than us? By him who sent you with the truth, there is no family between Medina's 2 mountains poorer than us.' The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, smiled till his premolar teeth became visible. He then said, 'Then take it.'" Hadīth 19. Narrated Salama, I said, "O Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. Shall I get a reward, in the hereafter, if I spend on the children of Abu Salama and do not leave them like this and like this, that is, poor, but treat them like my children?" The Prophet said, "Yes, you will be rewarded for that which you will spend on them." Hadīth 20. Narrated Aisha, Hind bint Utbah, said, "O Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. Abu Sufyan is a miser. Is there any harm if I take of his property what will cover me and my children's needs?" The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Take, according to your needs, in a reasonable manner." Hadīth 21. Narrated Abu Hurairah, a dead man in debt used to be brought to Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, who would ask, has he left anything to repay his debts? If he was informed that he had left something to cover his debts, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, would offer the funeral prayer for him, otherwise he would say to the Muslims present there, offer the funeral prayer for your friend. But when Allah helped the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, to gain victory, on his expeditions, he said, I am closer to the believers than themselves, so if one of the believers dies in debt, I will repay it, but if he leaves wealth, it will be for his heirs. Hadīth 22. Narrated Habibah, the wife of the Prophet, I said, O Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. Will you marry my sister, the daughter of Abu Sufyan? The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, Do you like that? I said, Yes, for I am not your only wife, and the person I like most to share the good with me, is my sister. He said, That is not lawful for me. I said, O Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. We have heard that you want to marry Durrah, the daughter of Abu Salamah. He said, You mean the daughter of Salamah? I said, Yes. He said, Even if she were not my stepdaughter, she is unlawful for me, for she is my foster niece. Thuwaybah suckled me and Abu Salamah. So you should not present to me your daughters and sisters. Narrated Urwa, Thuwaybah had been a slave girl whom Abu Lahab had emancipated.